Welcome back to Upper Michigan today, where we are celebrating Ron K Graden Day. We are here with Jim Reeves, one of his dearest friends, for over, 20 years or so?
Well, yeah, actually, I had about a 27-year relationship with him when I was a publisher of the newspaper and general manager. So we had a business relationship at that time. I retired in July of 2019, and after that, my time to spend with Ron was when I came to Toddick's Marketplace for groceries, and I'd always stop over and talk to Ron for a half hour or so.
I heard that Ron had a hard time getting some work done in the greenhouse because he was quite the popular one.
He was quite popular. He was always talking with people. So, and then at his funeral last March, I wanted to come up with a way to honor him for gardening and stuff because, I used to ask myself, boy, you put a lot of work into this. There must be a lot of money in this. He said, it's not about the money. He said, it's about gardening. It's about the smile on people's faces when they come into the garden and they take advantage of that. So that's really what it's all about. And that's why I wanted to honor him and encourage everybody to participate this Saturday, the 17th of May. And it's just an open thing of we're encouraging you to go out to your favorite garden center and buy something to enhance your gardens. And that would make Ron happy, make him smile, because he knows that still, now that he's been gone for a year, he still has an impact on the community and making it more beautiful.
So you guys have multiple greenhouses around the UP.
Oh, yeah. There's every one of the Snyder stores has a greenhouse, and they're throughout the UP, in Marquette, Ishpeming, Negaunee, Gwinn, Iron River, goes on. There's a couple in Newberry. They're throughout there, and they're all going to participate in this. But it's really any garden center in town. All we're asking is go out and support gardening, enhance your garden on that day, and that would make Ron smile, and we hope heaven to be smiling for us. He's got some decent weather for the event today, so that helped out.
That is beautiful. And I mean, of course, Ron had profound impacts on you. I'm curious to know how he maybe did or did not shape how you look at gardening or how you look at service to the community.
Well, service to the community is huge because Ron was also on the board for Bell Hospital when they put up the new hospital. He was on the board with that, and he supported that. So, and he does an awful lot to support the community in many different ways because he's got other businesses. Marquette One Place, which is the big apartment structures downtown, he's part owner of that too. So, I mean, and with his Rotary connection, which we're going to talk about, I think, a little bit later in this, he started the Marquette Breakfast Rotary Club along with some other people. And again, Rotary gives an awful lot back with their seafood event every year and money back into the community. I think you guys did a story on it last night about some of the people that got contributions from the fundraising that Rotary does.
We did. Oh, yeah. We talk about the impacts of service clubs like the Rotary all the time. They make a very big difference. So he's had work in nonprofit organizations. He has work in for-profit businesses. He has work in simple greenhouses like this outside of Toddick's Marketplace Foods. How has he maybe changed or shaped you as a person and a gardener?
Well, as much as a gardener, my wife's more of a master gardener, and she does that. So I go pick up the plants, she plants them and takes care of that. But Ron had an influence on me as a businessman because I've lived in northern Wisconsin, I've lived in Colorado, I've lived in California. I've dealt with a lot of different business people, and Ron was one of the sharpest business people I'd ever met. So, so he influenced that on me, how to run a proper business and work with the community and give back.
So what impact have you seen Ron have on other people besides just the community in Marquette?
Well, I don't know if you talked with Iris and Michael about this, but one of the things that he does is he loved bringing in, like the college students, like Michael happens to be his grandson, but other kids, and then he likes to mentor them about a work ethic, which then can hopefully lead them into a successful role, whatever employment they go into after that. But to teach them it's important to get to work on time, it's important to give it your best effort on that, and he really liked the mentoring part of this aspect. So.
Oh, yeah. Michael talked about the work ethic that Grandpa taught him.
Right. Yeah, I was here one day, and he was working his rear end off, and I said, Ron, they've got these things that are called employees. He says, yeah, I've heard about that. He said, but hopefully they show up. He said, I had two that were supposed to be here today, and they're not here, so I'm doing it all myself. And that's what amazed me about the guy. I mean, he was 76 years old last summer, and he worked this garden center the whole time. And sometimes Iris, his wife, said he wouldn't get home until midnight because he had everything just right. So
He's never stopped.
Wow.
I was go.
He's never stopped.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Jim, if our viewers are watching and you hope that they take away a lesson from Ron, even though he's not with us here today in person. He's with us in spirit. What would you hope that lesson is?
Just to enjoy life, to live life to its fullest. You get back out of it what you put into it. I think Ron would say that. And also for this weekend is just enhance your garden. Make the garden look a lot better. I think that would really make Ron smile. I think that would be a huge thing. And you're going to see some signs like the marquee at the Delft or Donkers is going to have just celebrate Ron K Garden Day. Vangos is going to have it up on their marquee. And people are going to ask the questions then, well, what's this Ron K Garden Day? That's why we didn't put the full name in there, Ron Caters, just to do it a little bit under the radar. But hopefully people will be asking questions, and then they have a flyer at each one of those locations. So if somebody comes in and says, what's Ron K Garden Day about, they can read some background on Ron.
All about Ron K Garden Day. So as a reminder, that's this Saturday. And the purpose isn't to support one of his businesses. It isn't to purchase from one of his greenhouses necessarily. It's just to support a greenhouse in your area, to plant something, to make your space just a little bit more beautiful. Ron did so much of that, especially with the Marquette Beautification Committee. We're going to be highlighting his impacts with that group when we come back from this commercial break.